Okay, may I have your attention, please? We're having a special Alliance meeting tonight, and we want to welcome each and every one of you. Get to see some smiling faces. We have Mr. Conrad here, who's going to present some of this fine work of art that he has. These are desert naturals. So, welcome, Conrad, and he'll walk you right through any questions you might have. As you've seen the display already, don't be shy, don't hold back. There's some goodies and coffee up over there, in case you missed them. So, let's open up, and thank you, Conrad.
Thank you. I'm impressed at the crowd that's here tonight. Hey, this is great.
Did they pay to come, Conrad?
Yeah. They've been reading the flyers, and that's important. I have brought less than 10% of our collection at the home. Renee and I just grabbed things and brought it out and said that maybe you would like to see it. That I have the natural material here. We've polished a lot of it, and then we have, I have some faceted stones here that I've done, and then I bought one tray of cabochon. I have 23 trays of cabochon from A to Z. Every mineral known to man except for, we facet, nothing talc or mercury is the only thing that's not on that list. And I brought a tray of pearls, which are not from this local area. But from our local area here, within 50 miles, we have a place where we find peridot bombs. They are actually thrown out of the volcano, and this was a small piece. It was the only one I could pick up, so I bought it. And I had some faceted gems from peridot, and I had a beautiful sample sitting on my desk, and it's still at the desk at the house down here, so I'm really upset that I didn't bring it. The geodes, these all come from the Hauser geode beds, which are less than 35 miles to the turnoff, and back in there.
Wiley Well, isn't it?
Wiley Well Road, and then we have...
Which is by?
The prison out there.
Okay.
Where the prison is.
Just
And then
back
we
in
have
those hills there.
fire agate that comes from out there also. And this is one of the finest pieces I've ever seen. There's not that much fire in it, but you can sure get the idea what good fire agate looks like. Some of these specimens come from Montana and Wyoming. They're absolutely gorgeous, but I had to bring them to show them, even though they're not local here. Obsidian, it's volcanic. Of course, we have a lot of obsidian here in the area. And then Kaiser Mine, of course, with its iron. I did not bring a sample of iron. I didn't think I needed to do it. But the geodes are always so fascinating to look at the design that's inside. They're just gorgeous sometimes. And this one was broken open with a hammer. We normally don't do that. We normally bring them home and cut them with a saw. But I guess my dad got a little excited when he found this one. He just had to break it open with a hammer.
Well, that must have been a while
But
ago.
everything in here is either things that I've collected or my family has collected over the years. Now I brought some petrified wood. This is from Arizona. This is from down in the Chuckwalla Valley. We had petrified wood from the Santa Rosa Mountains. Those were all volcanic. And you get fossilized wood from a volcano. Only can you get it from a volcano. Because the volcano will erupt and throw out all the ash, and the tree will be standing up and the ash will cover it. And when it covers it, then chemicals in the ash will seep into the wood. And in this case, this is Arizona. The chemicals in that ash give the beautiful color. Now, the Martinez Canyon, where I got this Of course, you can tell that the ash there didn't give it any color. But it's petrified wood from within 50 miles of here. The geodes, I was saying, they come in, we have one piece that's over 200 pounds in our front yard. So when you first get them, they look like this. I mean, 200 pounds, but you have to slice it open, and if you cut it open, and it's solid inside, it's called a thunder egg, because there's nothing in it. But when they're hollow, the chemicals seeping into the geodes, you will find that there's little cracks in here in the stone itself, and the chemicals will seep into it. And if there's amethyst in the chemical, you will have amethyst geodes inside. Now, not all of them are going to have amethyst inside. It's just not going to happen. This is from Hauser geode bed. That was from Hauser geode bed. One has the amethyst crystals got into it, and some of them they didn't. So you just have to, again, here's another Hauser geode bed, and it's completely different than the others, completely. And the beauty of it is that you don't know what the beauty's going to be when you open it up. That's what's exciting about geodes, is you don't know what's going to be inside when you open it up. And we've made bookends out of a lot of these because they are so beautiful, and it's not hard to make a bookend out of them, but you have to be precise when you slice them. This is also Hauser, and it's completely different than any of the others. And I've had people say, no, that can't be Hauser. Well, they're all Hauser. Here's a Hauser. And it's different. The chemicals seeping in, you just don't know what. You can have 20 feet apart, and you can have amethyst here, and you can have soapstone in the other one. You just don't know what's going to be.
What does the term Hauser mean?
Pardon?
What does the term Hauser?
Hauser, the man who first found the beds, his name was Hauser.
Oh, okay.
And it was just, he kept his name. Here's a piece of quartz, local. Here's a piece of quartz, local. I took my metal detector to it, and I get a sounding. This is what we're finding the gold. The gold in this area here, this is what you're finding the gold in. And I'm not going to break it apart to find a flake of gold in it. So, but I think it's gold, and my metal detector says it's gold. Wouldn't lie to me. But what I wanted to show also is that with these gems and minerals, like this cabochon, my stepmother made all kinds of little gizmos. I had a bunch of them I could have brought. I just grabbed 2 of them. Then she made some owls out of not necessarily native stone, but this one here is palm root. It's from palm trees. It's petrified palm root. On this one, not this one. So, and I think that one of the best creations was this hummingbird. She did this herself. The beak is amethyst. The body is quartz set on to your amethyst quartz. The faceted stones, these are all mine. My father was rated number 5 in the world. He did over 6,000 stones. He worked at Austin University, trained almost 20,000 students to facet. So he was really into faceting. I would try to experiment when I faceted, and he would say, follow the book and, stay with the line. And my stepmother kept saying, go ahead and experiment. So I designed a couple of stones myself. I think the hardest one I did was this purely square. That was the hardest stone I'd ever done, and I don't want to do another one because it took a lot of work to make it. You have to remember that when you start out with a piece of material, what we call rough, you're going to lose 80% of your stone. You're going to end up here, you're starting out with something this big and you're ending it with something this small. There's a lot of waste in faceting. So what I would do is I would cheat a little bit. This is ametrine. This is citrine, and ametrine comes from South America. What I did, I had the stone that was this shape, and I just followed the shape, and instead of cutting it down and losing so much material, I just faceted it down to that. Then, when
Connie, would you explain ametrine again?
ametrine,
It's
ametrine is half citrine and half amethyst. There's a mine in South America that my dad found out about it, and he said that's impossible. You can't have amethyst and citrine. It's impossible. He went down to the mine and found out it was true, because he was a non-believer when they came up and said, "Oh, we call this ametrine." And it's a beautiful stone with the brown and the dark purple in it. I made a few rings of it, and she doesn't have one now.
She will later on.
That one. Soon.
Gem hunting can be such a fascinating hobby, and you're going to go out and spend days looking and find nothing, and then you're going to find something that's just superb. My father had a chance to travel the world, and one of the places he went was Russia. Went to Georgia, and he found a mine there that has what they call this blue quartz. Only place in the world that they mine it. And he was able to go into Russia and buy quite a bit of it. But we've gotten to, I can't even find any more of the rough. It's all gone. He's given it away. So I managed to facet a few stones with it. But when you start doing rock hunting and getting into a hobby of it, you're going to start looking for more things. Like I said, this is only a piece, a small fraction of our collection, because I told her, just bring a few things up, and she grabbed a big box. I don't know how you loaded it in a car. Yeah, the thing is, you can really get into this, and you can enjoy it. And find somebody that has a little bit of expertise, can help you find a place to rock hunt and find gold. Al, did you put it all back? Al, did you put it all back in here?
I got some.
In his tooth.
Lots of gold in this area. These hills are filled with it.
May I ask where that gold came from?
Then there.
No, you're gonna do that. Clay jumper.
Within 50 miles, this gold came from right here, and I found it with a metal detector. It's here. It's right on the surface. I found this where the miners had brought out all of the material and had a big trash heap, and I'm going along and zip, 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 and finding the gold, just dig it up. They missed it. I don't know what they were thinking, but
I've been drinking.
an hour and a half, and I found this gold. So they're missing it. Now, I brought some other things here that is jewelry that is made from all natural stones. And for the men, I have bolo ties.
They need to come up and look.
Yes, I would like to have somebody pass this around, in fact.
Could you pass the cold around?
Al, did you move?
I think that she used silver.
Okay.
What do you think that the stone is there? What is it the Navajos use a lot of?
Since jag har Marine Drum, something turquoise. Turquoise for all.
Keep guessing.
No. Don't know. What is it?
What is the Mexican, what is it that the American Indians do so much work with?
Turquoise.
Dog, I thought you said, oh, did you say turquoise? I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. I told you what this was too, but did you forget that?
The
That's the road.
American Indians did a lot of work with turquoise. It's very popular, and it comes in so many different shades and textures.
Is it available around here? Is it close to?
No, I'm afraid not. Oh, over in Imperial County, there's up on one of those ridges, they're finding the stone, the mineral over there. It's not very good. It's so chalky you can't do anything with it. I have my favorite of all time that my stepmother made out of bone, and she cast the horns, and that's the piece that I wear most of the time. And here's a good piece of fire agate again. It's a gorgeous piece of fire agate. And I wish that if you have any questions, ask and come on up and look at this. Come on up and enjoy. Yes?
I want you to go back for just a second to the geodes. I know what they are when you look at them, but how do you find them in the wild? What makes it a geo?
How do you find them?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
have to dig.
what's the definition of one?
Pardon?
I don't know what a geode really is.
What it looks like when it's like
No, I
raw.
know, yeah, what in the
When you find it.
walking
It
around.
looks like that when you find it.
So how do you know that's a geode?
When you find it, you'll know. You'll be digging along and you'll find, where'd they go? You'll find them. They look like this. This is a small one, and you're gonna find a lot of small ones.
But it just looks like a rock to me. So how would I know that was a geode?
You can hold and cut it in
Well,
half.
it's gonna be basically round, and it's gonna be, this color. This is the natural color they come out. That's what it's gonna look like when you find it. So,
It's like a bulb almost.
yeah, they basically round. They came out of the volcano blasted them into the air, and as the blob is coming up, it has a lot of gas, sulfur gas inside of the nodule. As it goes into the atmosphere, they don't necessarily go a mile in the air, but they go enough that they're so hot that gas is expanding them. They come back down, they land on the earth. Sometimes it flattens them a little bit, and sometimes they're like this, because they land in the ash. And then that's when the chemicals from the ash seep into these. So, all I can say is that they look like this when you find them in the ground.
Where was the volcano?
Where was the volcano?
For the Hauser one, where is that?
Hauser, the range over there, all these mountains here are all volcano. All these mountains, all around here, are all volcanic. But for some reason, Hauser geode, the volcano down there, created the geodes.
Whereabouts is it?
No geodes up here.
Where is it down that way?
The
Down
volcano?
past, yeah.
I'm
Can you
not
really
sure
see
which one it is. They have eroded so much, it's hard to tell which cone. We're talking between about 20 million years ago.
Okay.
So they've
Is
eroded
it
so
before
much.
Blythe?
Yes.
It's before Blythe. Okay, got that far.
Yes. Way this side of Blythe.
Okay.
That's like this peridot down here. It's about 50 miles from here, and we find these. We've cut this one in half, hoping that we'd find peridot, and there was nothing in it. But we have others that we don't want to cut in half. We're just going to leave them alone and just go with it. This was, we were really upset when there was no peridot inside of it. But
That came from around here somewhere? 50 miles?
pardon?
That came from somewhere around here?
Yeah, just about less than 50 miles, just the other side of the Marine base, outside of the Marine fence. Their fence, you can look down and see their fence, and this is on the other
Like
side.
up by Amboy or something?
Near Amboy, back,
Okay,
yeah,
towards
Little
Barstow.
a little bit to the west of Amboy. Yeah.
That is a lot of volcanoes there.
What do the agates look like in the wild?
The what?
Agates,
Agate?
yeah, what does it look like
Well-
in the wild? Like when you find them?
Okay, here's agate.
So it's
Now,
just as.
in the rough, of course, this has been polished, so,
Yeah,
you know, agate, everything looks kind of dull,
yeah.
but rockhounds have a tendency to lick everything to see what, what it'll do. You lick it, and then that shows it, how shiny it is. But that's been polished, so you don't need to lick that.
That's what it looks like.
That's
You
what it
see it
looks
on the
like.
ground.
Yeah.
Go ahead and lick it.
Under the ground.
Can this stuff be x-rayed before you do this?
I'm sorry?
Can it be x-rayed before you do this? Before you cut it? Before you cut it?
No. You know, X-ray won't, you just, what they're doing with quartz,
That's where the geo, house or geo.
yeah, yeah, Palo Verde. Yeah, but Palo Verde is cleared out almost with a river. There. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Conrad Vargas. I want to thank all of you for coming to the show that I did on Gems of the Chuckwalla Valley. It was such a fun time for me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to do this again sometime in the future. Thank you again for coming to my show.